Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I am so excited to do because my 2022 Declutter series has arrived, and this year is going to be even more epic than last year. I think I'm just going to be calling this getting rid of all of my makeup. So if you like to watch declutters where real decluttering is actually happening, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here is my foundation collection. Honestly, not as bad as I thought that it was going to be. I definitely started cutting back on wearing liquid foundation at the end of last year. So I was trying to be more conscious of how much I was purchasing this year. I definitely still added a few to my collection. I'm really going to be going hard on my declutters. I do my declutter series every single December. It's a great way to kind of clear everything out, get rid of what I am not using, be able to pass things along or throw things out if they are expired and gross. But especially this year where I've taken a pretty big step back on even just how much makeup I'm wearing. Like I mentioned, I don't wear foundation, liquid foundation all that often. Oftentimes I'm doing concealer and a powder. I've started incorporating more than just beauty content onto my channel once again, some book videos and vlogs and lifestyle. So I also don't feel this kind of pressure that I think I have in years past to keep so much makeup, to constantly be able to show in videos, because that's something as a beauty YouTuber I've definitely thought about in the past, but I'm kind of letting that go. And just like last year, I want to really focus on only keeping the products that I am really using. So I think that these are going to be pretty crazy declutters. If you are new here, I hope that you will subscribe. I am doing Vlogmas, so you're getting a video from me every single day in December. And a lot of those videos are going to be declutters, but I thought foundation would be the perfect category to start with since I'm not wearing as much anymore. I have here from e.l.f. This is the Camo CC Cream, and this one is in the shade 310C. When I first got this product, I really liked it, and then I started to not enjoy it as much. I actually had two shades at one time that I was mixing, and I put these in a project pan, and I was like, I still like it, but I don't love it like I used to, and so I got rid of one shade and kept this one, and I'm like, you know what? I reach for my favorites over and over again if I am wearing foundations, and a favorite is not this one from e.l.f. So that is going to go in the declutter pile. But a favorite of mine here from Milani is their Hydrating Skin Tint. I have the shade 210 light to medium, and I love this. If you can see, like, I have used so much of this and I would definitely repurchase it. It's from Milani. It is at a great price point. Very natural on the skin, but also gives a little bit of a glow. I do have more dry skin, so I usually look for something that's either more glowy or radiant. I really do lean more on the natural side, but a glow or radiant for my dry skin is also great for me. So this one is beautiful. Definitely keeping that one. My dog has been drinking water for like 10 minutes, so we're just gonna keep going. If you can hear her, she's right next to me. You'll probably see her pause at some point. She always helps with the declutters. But this one here is from Lancome. This is the Tint Idole Ultra Wear Care and Glow. This was a foundation that they came out with this year. I purchased mine in the shade 330N, and I was actually really disappointed in this one. I did a video recently of the new makeup releases, the tag, where you kind of look back at all the new makeup releases for the year and answer a few questions. And this is one that was, I can't remember which one, the disappointing product of the year. It's because I love the original Tint Idole from Lancome. So when they came out with this new one that was supposed to be more glowy, I thought for sure I was going to love it, but I felt like it was very dry and heavy. I didn't feel like it was all that glowing. It looked more matte on me, honestly, and it just kind of aged my skin. I'm 35, so I don't have the most youthful skin or the most mature skin, but I definitely don't want something that is going to age my face. So unfortunately, I only use that one a few times, but I am going to declutter it. It's still fairly new, so I can pass it on to someone who will get more use out of it. Then we have from Makeup Forever, this is the HD Skin Foundation, and I have the shade 2N22. I was seeing a lot of people talk about this, so I don't know. It was one of those that I purchased really for YouTube reasons and wanting to give my thoughts on it and my review on it. And it's one of those that it's like, the first time I used it, I was like, not so sure. The second time I was like, okay, that was better. The third time I was like, I don't think I like this. The fourth time I was like, maybe I like it. It was just one of those weird ones that I felt like I couldn't really get a pulse on. But that means that it definitely didn't turn into a favorite. And whenever I open my foundation drawer, I just always skim past this one. I believe a lot of people with oily skin really did enjoy this, but like I mentioned, I do have dry skin, so that could be a reason why it didn't work out for me. But I am going to put that in the declutter pile. I do have two here from Dior. So they reformulated their Forever Skin Glow. I purchased both of these myself, and both of them are in the shade 2.5N, and I think that it's interesting because they look very different shade-wise. Honestly, I can't remember. I think this one here is the old one, and this one here is the new one, which would make sense because I've had this one for a while, and you can see that it's a little bit more used. I honestly think that I still like the older one than I do the newer one. I actually really do like Dior foundations. The Dior Powder No Powder is my favorite powder foundation. I wear it all of the time, but the Dior foundations really do impress me. I don't feel like I need to keep either of these. My first thought is I should keep the newer one, and then my second thought is like, but I like the older one more. So I'm kind of struggling here, and I'm also looking over my makeup collection because this one is a little bit more of that medium to full coverage, and I'm just thinking, do I really need to, this is like how brutal I want to be. Like, do I really need to keep both of these? You know, no, I'm gonna declutter both of them. I honestly, like, I like this foundation so much, but I can't tell you, I think the last time that I wore them was when I bought the reformulated Dior, and then I was trying out the old one so I could kind of compare them. And then I don't think that I've worn them since. Even though I like them, I'm just not wearing foundations all that much, and I'm really going for CC creams, tinted moisturizers, more light coverage. So it's kind of like, why? We're being brutal in this one. I'm saying bye to both of those. I did not see that one coming, but the one I will not be getting rid of is the Dior Backstage Face and Body. This is an absolute favorite of mine. Again, the shade 2.5N works really well for me for Dior. I love this. I wear this all of the time still. It is pretty light. Like, I know that this is one that I will go through, and I so very rarely go through foundations, but this has been a favorite. This is one that I will repurchase. It's a holy grail for me. It is light coverage, but it just makes the skin look so natural and beautiful, and it's like a Your Skin but better. I have loved this for years. Definitely going to be keeping that one. Next up we have from Fenty Beauty, and this is their Eaze Drop, and I have the shade 6. This shade match is not great on me. It is like probably 2 shades too light. So I very rarely wear it, and if I do, I'm usually having to mix it in something. But again, I think shade match had a huge role in that because I thought it was a really beautiful product. I should have gone out and exchanged it for the correct shade right away, and I never did, and that is my fault. But again, thinking and looking over my foundation collection, I know that I have my absolute tippy top favorites that I'm going to keep, and I don't think the Fenty Beauty would be one of those. I actually know exactly who I'm passing this on to, so that makes me excited. So that will be going into my declutter pile. Then I have here from Shiseido. It was actually buried at the bottom of my foundation drawer, and I was like, ooh, dang, if it would have been on top, would I have been wearing this? But I honestly don't know. This is the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I bought this a couple years ago when it came out because it was supposed to be like it says like self-refreshing. It's like, I imagined my skin every few hours, just like the foundation turning over, like you turn over a pillow or something. I was very intrigued by this, and I actually really liked it. I've given it really high reviews. I've worn it a lot, but it is more on that medium to full coverage side, which I'm just not wearing these days, and I know that it's quite a bit older. I had the shade 240 Quartz. Honestly, if you are looking for a good medium to full coverage that will stay and just like continues to look beautiful throughout the day, this is a really great option for you. Maybe even like bridal makeup. I will link all of the foundations that are still available in my description box if there's any that you're interested in. But again, I just know that I'm not wearing it a lot right now, so that is also being decluttered. I have 2 here from IT Cosmetics. These are both the CC Plus Nude Glow. I got these in PR, and I was really excited to try them out. So I have the shades light medium and natural medium, I think is what that one is supposed to be. I was excited to try these out because I know so many people love the original CC Cream from IT Cosmetics, but again, it said like nude glow, and I just didn't really feel that kind of vibe. I thought that it looked really heavy for being a CC cream. I thought that it was thicker and quite heavy, and I really just did not like how it was looking on my skin. So I didn't give these a very high review. Again, I want to say maybe people with oily skin like this one too, or I might be thinking the original. I can't remember for sure, but this did not work out for me, and I was actually really surprised by that. So that is also going to be decluttered. Then I have here from Wet n Wild. This is the Tinted Hydrator, and I have the shade Light Medium. Absolute favorite of mine, and this one is also really light. This is a beautiful, more of a tinted moisturizer. Again, it's like your skin but better. You're gonna hear me say that when I talk about my absolute favorite products. This one from Wet n Wild, I want to say this is like $6 or $7 or something like that. Absolute favorite of mine. Another one that I will be going through. Definitely have to be keeping that one. I have this one here from Tarte. This is their Hydroflex C Serum Foundation. I have the shade 25N, light medium neutral. Yes, light medium neutral. I'm super disappointed that I didn't love this one. I think the shade was just a touch too light for me. I bought this from Sephora and they didn't have a lot of testers out at the time, so I was kind of guessing my shade. But it was one of those that was like, this is fine. Like, it's not terrible. I don't really have a lot of complaints about it. It's just like, that was okay. And, you know, I have my ones that I love. I'm really trying to cut down my foundation collection, so I am going to declutter that and I can pass it along. This is one I've been looking at for a hot minute. This is from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear, and I have the shade 3N1. I have had this for a minute. I've had a lot of people ask me where I get my pump because the Estee Lauder Double Wear does not come with a pump, which drove me crazy. I actually had a subscriber send this to me years ago because it was one of my biggest complaints, and I want to say they got it from like, I actually want to say, I think it was like MAC or something, but some places do sell pumps separately. I'm sure you can probably like find, I'll try to find one on like Amazon because I'm sure you probably can, but it really makes a huge difference. I do love the Double Wear and I like it because I feel like it's a solid medium coverage. If I feel like I need a little bit more coverage or have an event or something like that, the Double Wear is a great option. I've been looking at it and thinking about it because I know I have had it for a few years. So I'm like, is it expired? Should I keep it? But I really do want to keep it around. It's a great shade match on me. And again, I would like to have, especially since I decluttered the Dior, I was kind of looking at the Estee Lauder, like, I think this is actually gonna be the one that I keep because I think I like the Estee Lauder just a little bit more. And then we have from L'Oreal, this is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I have the shade 450. This is another super beautiful foundation. Mine are very messy, clearly, but that's fine. This is a super beautiful foundation and another fantastic, more affordable option. This is one that I have worn so often. Again, it's that really nice medium coverage. It lasts so long. This is another one of those of like, I don't want to give this up. I'm going to put this in my keep pile for right now. I'm going to see how I do towards the end, but like, I'm really leaning on keeping it because I've reached in for it this year. So that's kind of like, if I'm going for it and not just because I'm reviewing it, then I feel a little bit better about keeping it around. From Ilia, we have the C Beyond Triple Serum SPF 40. This is a product I did not think I was going to love, and I kind of bought it on a whim, and then I was mad at myself because I want to say this was like $46 or something. It was quite expensive. This is freaking so beautiful. I have worn this so much. I did a lot of traveling in 2022, and this came with me on every single trip. It is beautiful. Again, it's that your skin but better. It has a little bit of a tint to it because I think it's tone 2 is what I have. Little bit of a tint to it, evens the skin out. You have the SPF coverage, there's vitamin C, there's niacinamide in here. This is a gorgeous product. Absolutely not one I expected to love, but I am going to keep it. That's a little kind of like skincare as well, but I wanted to include it in here and it's beautiful. Next up from Colourpop, we have the Pretty Fresh foundation, and I have the shade medium 83C looks like. This was a pretty product. I didn't mind this one, kind of like the Tarte. It's like, oh, it was nice, but never really turned into a favorite of mine. Kind of like a light to medium coverage, but it's been a while since I reached for this, so I am going to declutter it. It's in really good shape. I can pass it along. Next up, we have from Wander Beauty. This is the Nude Illusion foundation, and I have the shade light medium. So this one here, I have had for a lot of years. It used to be an absolute favorite of mine. I pulled it back out at one point, but like it's like literally crusty around here, okay? Like, that's just not even cute. I know I've had it for a long time. Honestly, there's a part of me that wants to keep it because it is so light. I'm like, I know that I can use this up, but like basically I have, okay? Like it's pretty much a done deal in here and really just needs to be thrown away. But I really enjoyed this one. I don't even know if they make it anymore, or I don't feel like they ever expanded their shade range, which is really disappointing. So I am just gonna go ahead and honestly just throw this one in the trash because it's pretty gross. All right, I think that we are doing pretty good. Let's keep it rolling. So we have here from Lawless Beauty, this is the Conceal the Deal Longwear Full Coverage Foundation. I have the shade Fawn. I really was not a fan of this one. Again, it says it's more full coverage. Thought it was a little bit heavier on my skin, just not my personal preference. And I didn't like the way that it wore. So this one has just really been collecting dust in my collection. So going to get rid of that one. I have two here from Revlon. I see a couple where I have multiple shades. So this one from Revlon is the Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation. Great. So we have shades 150 and 240. I really liked these, and I liked them so much. I got one in PR, and then I bought a separate shade. So I would have more of a cold weather shade and more of a warm weather shade. And I like them, but I feel like I haven't reached for them all that often lately. I definitely go into my Wet n Wild more and my Milani more. And I just don't feel like I need to keep these around. I got great use out of them. I've had them for years. They really just do need to be tossed because I've had them for such a long time. But these were great. I highly recommend them if you're looking for something affordable. Those are really good, but I know that I can get rid of them. And then I do have two here from Pat McGrath, and this is the Skin Fetish Foundation. I love this foundation. It is so expensive. I got these in PR from Pat McGrath, and I was so thrilled about it because I ended up absolutely loving it. Still a foundation that I reach for really frequently, but I do have shades 10 and also 11. 10 is definitely my better shade match. It's a little bit more on the neutral side, where I would say 11 leans a little bit more warm. So I am going to declutter 11, but I am definitely keeping 10. Beautiful foundation, more of a light to medium, but just a very natural finish and very long wearing. I always tell the story of how this lasted through a hot tub, like with no issues. So definitely keeping my Pat McGrath. And then I have here from Soul Body, this is their face and body makeup. I have the shade Light 6. This is so much foundation. Like this is insane to me how much foundation this is. I don't know. I could never go through this. This is one that I think is nice. I got this in PR from Soul Body, is a sister brand of Colourpop. And I got it and I tried it and I was like, yeah, that's nice. And then I never used it again. It's just been sitting there. There's some of those foundations that I don't think that they're bad. I just don't click with them. Same with people. You're just not going to click with everyone. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. You just don't click. And that's kind of like the one with Soul Body. Good product. I know I can pass it along to someone who will get use out of it. Just don't wear it. Then we have from Urban Decay, the Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Hydrator. I have the shade 41. Absolutely love this. Favorite product of mine. Wear it all the time. I always travel with this one. Always travel with this one. This one is just gorgeous. I have turned so many people on at the complex where I live at. So many people have bought this foundation because of me. You could call me an influencer, I guess. But it's beautiful and I feel like it works across so many different skin types. That's the crazy thing to me. I've talked to people with oily skin, dry skin, combo skin, normal skin, and everyone's like, yes, the Urban Decay. And I'm like, I know. I literally have already bought another backup during one of the Sephora sales, because I love it and it's getting pretty down there. Next up from Kosas. This is the Revealer Skin Improving Foundation, and I have the shade Natural 200. This leans really yellow on me. I did not like the shade match at all, and I heard quite a few people say that they do feel like it pulls like yellow or orange or just like way too warm. And this was one I just didn't love, and I'm super disappointed because I was hearing really good reviews on it, so I purchased it and I was like, I do not see the hype on this one. So this doesn't get used. That is going to be decluttered. Oh, I do also have two here from NARS. So let's figure out what's going on here. From NARS, this is the Light Reflecting Foundation, and I really do enjoy this one. I have Vienna and Santa Fe, and it looks like Vienna has been used more, but Santa Fe is my shade. So this was the one. When I was pulling out all my foundations for this one was kind of leaking. Oh, see, it's loose again. And I just tightened it when I pulled everything out. This was loose and it had leaked foundation everywhere. So I think that's why that one is looking like that. So I was like trying to clean it up. But I got these in PR from NARS, so sometimes that's why we get multiple shades. But I'm gonna pass on Vienna because that is not my shade match. I really like this foundation, but I thought I was going to keep it. And now I'm like, I'm looking at my pile that I have, and I feel like pretty solid with my choices. I don't feel like I'm gonna keep, I like this one from NARS so freaking much. And I'm just looking at my collection. I'm like, okay, I have the Pat McGrath, the Dior, the L'Oreal. I'm gonna declutter it. Oh, this is one that when I was pulling things out, I was like, for sure I'm keeping it. I think it's great. I think it's a great foundation. I just don't need to keep everything because it's great. You know, like I have to cut it down at some point. Oh, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, I have one more. Where's my, I'm gonna find my one from Patrick Ta. I know it's somewhere. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have the shade 6 Neutral. This is also super stunning. And I feel, did I do a beauty battle between this and the NARS? And I think I chose the NARS. And now I'm like, should I keep the Charlotte also? Oh, this is I am in a pickle right now. So let's see. So far I have kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? Okay. 8, not bad. Charlotte, no. You know what? No. I'm gonna declutter it. Okay, I'm in full savage mode. We really flipped the switch and I am in full savage mode when it comes to this declutter. This is a beautiful product. I really like the Beautiful Skin. I do. I think that it's gorgeous. But if I were to put it up against some of my absolute favorites and my holy grails, I think those would win out. And while I enjoy this one so much, I don't think that I need to keep it. If this is a precursor to how all my declutters are gonna go, I'm a little scared. I'm a little shaken in my boots right now. This is the Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector. I have a light to neutral 30. I feel like this is what started my love of very light coverage products. This is beautiful. It has the SPF 20. It has like a retinol treatment in it. This is gorgeous. Honestly, I don't even know if they make this anymore because I have had this for a very long time. It's definitely expired. It definitely just needs to be thrown in the trash, but this is gorgeous. If they still have this, I highly recommend it. This was the first product of when I wore it. I was like, my skin, but better. This was like the original for me. Honestly, if I'm ever like passing through Walmart one day and I see this, I might just buy it again because it's beautiful, but it does need to go in the trash. Next up from Rare Beauty, this is their Tinted Moisturizer. Here we go. It's on the bottom, the shade 32N. This is one, when I first tried it, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. And then I tried it some more and I was like, I like it more than I originally thought that I was going to, but it's definitely not my favorite tinted moisturizer. And the shade match is not great for me. You might be able to see in the lighting here, like it looks a little bit on like more of that orangey, just a little bit too much of a warm tone for me. And that's what I was hearing a lot about these as well as the Kosas. So not a favorite. I'm sure I can pass it on. It's in pretty good shape. So going to declutter that one. We have from Danessa Myricks. This is the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. And I have the shade 7N. This is like 2 or 3 shades too light for me. So that definitely played into it. But I did not like this at all. I did not think that this was cute on me. And I was super disappointed because I know so many people that really love it. And I thought with like a serum foundation, it was just going to be natural. And like, again, I thought it was going to be your skin, but better. But even if you use like the tiniest amount, it just still feels so heavy on the skin. And like you're wearing so much makeup. And I'm like, I don't understand this product. Like the people I've seen that really love this are like professional makeup artists. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm the opposite of that. So maybe I just don't get it. But unfortunately, I am going to declutter that one. Okay, what's funny is that I was sitting here and when I pulled out the Charlotte Tilbury, I was like, wait, one of my favorite duos to wear right now is this Patrick Ta foundation with the Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Skin Concealer. And I was like, wait, where's my Patrick Ta? This was in a separate pile that I had for videos that I was just filming. And I was like, oh no. So phew, we found these. So I'm including the Patrick Ta. I did receive these in PR. These are the newer products, the cream foundation and finishing powder duo. So, you know, technically we have a foundation and a powder, but I'm just going to throw them in this video because why not? So because I got them in PR, I got a few different shades. This one is light 3. I initially tried this one and I did think that it was too light for me, but the light medium 1 is a really beautiful shade match. And this is gorgeous. I did not know if I would like a foundation balm, but it is beautiful. I also really like the brush that comes with this. It's gonna be your skin, but better. It is so lightweight, yet it smooths everything out and just it just does something to my skin that I think makes it look so beautiful. I believe I've heard people with oily skin not like this one so much, but again, I'm pretty dry. I think that it's beautiful. The powder isn't necessarily my absolute favorite. There's other powders that I prefer to go into, but I like it. And especially for like traveling, you kind of have like the 2-in-1 built in here, the nice mirror, the nice compact that's obviously full of my fingerprints, but I'm gonna keep light medium 1, and then I am going to declutter the light 3 because the shade match is not great for me. So I think I'm still under 10 foundations, but let me pull everything out and we will count and we will see. Well, this is quite a way to kick off the declutter series. I am keeping 9. There they are. The 9 that I am keeping, and I am decluttering 25 foundations. My dog can't believe it. She's stretching out because that was such a tough, oh dear, because that was such a tough declutter on both of those. I'm kind of shocked. There's a few in here that I was not expecting to get rid of the Dior, the NARS, or the Charlotte Tilbury, but honestly right now I feel fine. Maybe I'll end up regretting it, but truly I don't think I will, because these 9, these are what I reach for over and over again if I'm even going for a liquid foundation. I feel so good about this. All right, that is gonna do it for declutter number 1 on the 2022 season. Make sure that you subscribe for more. Let me know what you wanna see next in my declutter series. I do always end it with my eyeshadow palettes because that is always the biggest declutter. It takes me the longest to do, edit, all of the things. But do let me know what category you wanna see next, because we are getting rid of all this makeup this year. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.